This video is about derivatives of exponential functions and logarithmic differential calculus. So now what we are going to do is, now let's assume you are given e to the power 2x cubed plus 4x. Now you are asked to solve this. Now there is now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of derive a formula to solve this particular problem. Let's say, for instance, you have, so that if we have subsequent one, we can just from there you look at it and know what to do. Now, if you have this kind of expression, now you know that, let's say this is a function of, this is e to the power of, let's say um, f of x is up here. This is equal to, let's say let's say y. Now you know the derivative of this, function. Okay, let me just make it a simple term. This y is same thing as e to the power f. Now the derivative of y with respect to f is equal to ef. Now the derivative of, now f is a function of x, so the derivative of f with respect to x will give you f prime x. Now, so given f prime f, then now the derivative of this with respect to x, which is what we're looking for, the derivative of y with respect to x will now be the derivative of y with respect to f times the derivative of f with respect to x, because this will cancel out this. So now the derivative of y with respect to the f is this, which is e to the power f of x. Then the derivative of f with respect to dx is what? F prime x. So from here, that means if you have y equal to this, y prime will be equal to e to the power f of x f prime. So to solve this particular problem, now let's erase this. To solve this particular problem, so what we're using is, if you have y equal to e f of x, then y prime will be e f of x f prime x. So that means the derivative of this function, that is this function here, will be, we'll be using the power rule. You have 2 times 3x to the power 3 minus 1 plus 4x to the power 1 minus 0, sorry, 1 minus 1, all to the power x, all times e to the power 2x cubed plus 4x, which this will give you 6x squared plus 4. e to the power 2x cubed plus 4x. Now, if you have something like this, e to the power 2x, now using the same principle, the derivative of e to the power 2x will now be the derivative of this, which is 2, times this value, because this is the same thing as the derivative of this is which is f of x, and f prime is 2. So that is it. So now let's do the derivative of s cubed. It's just the same thing. That means the answer will just be 3 e to the power 3x using this expression. Now making, let's say, then now the next one is e to the power x cubed. Now if you want to also do it, we're going to still use the same principle where you say e to the power f, the derivative is f prime e to the power f. So meaning here now our f is equal to x cubed. Now the f prime is equal to 3 times x to the power 2. Now if you substitute it here, you now have this, the derivative of this with respect to x, to be equal to 3x squared e to the power x cubed. So this is the final answer. Now let's say they give you another problem, e to the power sine x. It's just the same thing. Just say your f is equal to sine x. F prime will just be cos x. So now that means the derivative of e to the power sine x, or to the power with respect to x, is the same thing as cos x e to the power sine x. So this is the final answer. Now this is also, so that is it. So we're done with that. So now let's go over to another one. Let's say you have, we're using the power rule, the derivative of x to the power maybe n, x to the power n with respect to x will give you n times x to the power n minus 1. Now let's say you have a value, let's say they give you like 6 times x to the power 5. So the derivative of this will just be 6 derivative of x 5 all over dx. Now this constant comes out, it just multiplies out. So now it will just be equal to, now the derivative of it using the power rule, you now have 6 times 5 x raised to power 5 minus 1. This will give you 30, because 6 times 5 is 30, x raised to power 4. So that is what it will give us now. So that is it. So now if they give you another power rule, now let's say you are given another expression. Let's say, for instance, you are given 8x raised to power 7. Now find the derivative of it. Let's say 8 raised to power 7. The derivative of this will be 8x 7. Now the derivative will be, with respect to x, will be 8 times the derivative of x to the power 7 all over dx. Now, using the power rule, you have 7x to the power 7 minus 1, which will give you 8 times 7 is 56 x to the power 6. So that is the final answer for that. Now, let's say you are given an expression x. Okay, let's say you're given an expression 2 to the power x squared. Now, if you're asked to solve this, now we're going to have a proof on how to do that. Let's say you have a raised to power f of x. Now you're asked to find the formula that we're going to use to solve such kind of problem. Now you just say y is equal to a to the power f of x. Now taking natural log of both sides, you have log y is equal to log a to the power f of x. So now, according to the law of logarithm, where you have log a to the power b is the same thing as b natural log a. So same thing as this. So that means you have log, natural log, that is ln y is equal to f of x ln a. Now, if we want to if we differentiate this with respect to x, you have 1 all over y dy all over dx. Now, differentiating this with respect to x, you have f prime x ln a. Now, this is a constant, so we don't differentiate it. So now, we leave it like this. So now, the expression will now be dy all over dx is equal to, now if you multiply both sides by y, this y will cancel out, so you have dy dx. Then this y will be here times f of x ln a. Now, this y now is equal to a f of x ln a, sorry, a to the power f of x f prime ln a. So that means the derivative of this is equal to a to the power f of x times f prime ln a. So now if let's say we are given, what is the problem we're given? We're given 2 to the power x squared. So now the derivative of this will now be equal to this same expression, which is this times the derivative of this, which is 2x ln 2, because the a is 2 here. So now ln 2. So the answer is just 2x times 2 to the power x squared ln 2. It's just simple. Now, let's say you have 7 to the power, let me say for instance 7 to the power 8x minus x squared. Now, the derivative of this, with respect to x will just be 7 to the power 8x minus x squared times the derivative of this function up here, which is 8 minus 2x ln 7. So this is the answer based on that formula we used there. So which is, if you have the derivative of, so now you're looking for the derivative of, let's say this is 7. So now this will be 7u, like 7 to the power u times u prime times ln 7 ln 7. So that is what we did now. So now let's say, for instance, they also give you a value of, let's say 4 to the power, let's say 4x squared plus minus 3x plus 2. Now the derivative of this will just be 4 to the power 4x squared minus 3x plus 2 times 8x minus 3 ln 4. So that is it. So now that is what we're going to get there. So now let's say another case. Let's say you are given ln f of x. Now we are asked to differentiate this. This is inside a bracket. Okay, it's just like this. Y is equal to ln f of x. So now this is inside a bracket and you're asked to do it. So what you're going to do is, you know that this expression is the same thing as saying, now if you differentiate this, let's say you have y equal to ln f. If you differentiate this with respect to f, so dy all over df will be equal to 1 all over f. Now if you now differentiate f, which is f of x, with respect to x, you have df dx, which is equal to f prime. Now, and you know that dy all over df times df all over dx, you know dy dx is the same thing as dy df times df dx. So now this will give you, this is 1 all over f of x times f prime. So meaning, to differentiate this, you have f prime of x all over f of x. So this is the formula we're going to use. So now to differentiate this, so which implies that ln f of x, the derivative of it is the same thing as saying f prime divided by f of x. So now let's say you can have let's say they gave us ln 2x plus 1. So this will now be, the derivative of this one inside there is 2 divided by this the function, which is 2x plus 1. So this is the answer. Now if they give you ln x squared, the derivative of this ln x squared, derivative of this is 2x divided by x squared, which is the same thing as 2x all over x times x, which will give you 2 all over x. That's the answer. And you can also do it in another form. You know, ln x ln x squared, according to the law of logarithm, is the same thing as 2 ln x. Now the derivative of ln x will give you 2 all over. The derivative of ln x is 1 all over x. So 2 times 1 all over x will give you 2 all over x. So which is the same thing. Now, let's say we are given an expression like this. Let's say you have ln 2x cubed plus x. So if you want to do the derivative of this, sorry, let me write it here. The derivative of it will now be 6x squared plus 1 all over 2x cubed plus x. So that is it. This is the final answer. Now let's say we are given the derivative of, let's say, ln cos x, ln cos x. The derivative, the derivative of this inside here is minus sine x divided by cos x, which is equal to minus tan x. So that is it. So now let's say you are given the derivative of ln sine x. The derivative of this is just the derivative of this, which is cos x divided by sine x. This will give you cotan x. So that is it. Now let's look for, let's look for a kind of a situation where you have log, let's say log 7, sorry, log base 7, log, let's say log 4x cubed plus 3x minus 8 base 7. So what is the derivative of this? Now, before we do this, let's now find a general rule. Now, let's say, for instance, you have y is equal to log of a function to base a. Now, if you want to do the derivative of this, before we start, we'll now take the natural log, which is ln f of x divided by, to now change of base, you will now have this is same thing as ln f of x, or let me just use the change of base formula straight on. Now this will just be equal to log f of x base e divided by log a base e. So this is same thing as ln f of x divided by ln a. So which is it? So now, having gotten this, we know that now the derivative of this using, let me call that u is equal to ln f of x. Now the derivative of this is du df is equal to 1 all over f, while df dx is f prime of x. Now du dx is equal to du df times df dx. You see, this will cancel this, it becomes du dx. So now, but here we have this as f prime times 1 all over f of x. So that means the derivative of this with respect to x is equal to f prime all over f of x. So that means this is a function we have now. So that means this will now give us the derivative of, let's say, y is equal to ln f of x, ln of x all over ln a. Now, y prime will now be f of f prime x all over f of x ln a. So that is the general rule. So now, if we want to now do that, now let's say we have now log 4x is equal to 4x cubed plus 3x minus 8 base 7. So the derivative of this will now be using this formula. You now have the derivative of this, which is 4 times 3 x to the power 2 plus 3 divided by this, which is this inside here, which is 4x cubed plus 3x minus 8 ln, this is a is equal to 7, so ln 7. So times, so this is the final answer, which will now be equal to 4 times 3 is 12. You have 12x squared plus 3 divided by 4x cubed plus 3x minus 8 ln 7. So that is it. So now let's say you have another problem. Let's say you have log x cubed plus x squared base 5. Now the derivative of this will just be 3x squared plus 2x divided by x cubed plus x squared ln 5. So that is the final answer. That is the derivative of this. So that is it. So now, because we're using this formula here. So now let's say, for instance, there's another, let's say we're given another problem. Let me say, for instance, we're given a problem. Let's say x squared e to the power x cubed. Now this is like a product. You use a product rule here. Now you have a function here, you have another function. Now you will just say what we're going to use. Let's say this one is our u, this is our v. Now you know the product rule, the derivative of uv with respect to x will be equal to v du dx plus u dv dx, which is equal to v u prime plus u v prime. Now, since our u is equal to x squared and v is equal to e to the power x cubed, so now the derivative of this, which is u prime, is equal to 2x. The derivative of this, which is v prime, is now the derivative of this, which is 3x squared, then ex to the power 3. So that is it. So now, plugging it into this place, you now have u prime, which is 2x times v. So you have 2x times e to the power x cubed plus u is x squared times v prime, which is 3 to the power 3x to the power 2 times e to the power x cubed. So this is the final answer, which can be further be simplified by factorizing. So now that is it. Now let's say we are given a problem. Let's say, for instance, we're given a problem like mm, let's say we're given a problem like ln x. So now for this, you assume this is your u is equal to ln x. So the derivative of u with respect to x will be 1 all over x. Now here you have ln u is equal to y, because you have replaced this as u. So now the derivative of y with respect to du is equal to 1 over u. So that means the derivative of this will now be the derivative of this with respect to x will now be dy. Okay, let me say the ln x with respect to u times du dx. So this expression here is this, which is now u is equal to this. So now we'll put it here, 1 all over ln x. So this one, which is this, because y is this, we assume the whole of this is y. So the y, so 1 all over u, which is this, will be 1 all over ln x times du dx is 1 all over x. So this will give you 1 all over x ln x. So the final answer, you have y is equal to ln x. So y prime will now be 1 all over x ln x. So that is the final answer. Now, if you have, let's say you have ln x. Now, we say this is our x ln x. So the derivative of x with respect to x is equal to 1 all over x. Now we now have this inside one to be our u. So u is equal to ln x. The derivative of u with respect to s is equal to 1 all over x. Now, and x is equal to ln x. So this will be equal to 1 all over ln x. Now, the whole of this is u, and you know u is equal to ln x. Now, and let's say this is equal to y, and your y is equal to ln u. So the y all over du will be equal to 1 all over u. Now, this is a chain rule. You have the y all over the x will be equal to the y all over the u times the u all over the x times the x all over the x. So this is a chain rule. Now, using this chain rule, you have du all over the y all over du to be 1 over u, and u is this. So, and this is equal to 1 all over ln x. So you now have 1 all over ln x times 1 all over ln x times 1 all over x. So the final answer is 1 all over x ln x ln x. So that is the final answer. Now, let's, okay, so let's say for instance we have something like this. We have, let's say we have, okay, it's like we have done that, we've done that, we have done that. So, okay, let's say we have an expression like this, 2x plus 1 times s cubed plus x squared times 8x plus 5. Now, what is the derivative of this? Now, this is like saying this is u v s. Now, this is a function u v x. So now we're going to use what we call the product rule. So the product rule, now to the derivative of u v x with respect to x will just be v x, leaving vx, then doing du dx, plus you leave u and x, you differentiate dv dx, plus you leave u and v, you differentiate x over dx. So this is the formula. This is what we're going to use. So to solve this particular problem, now let's repeat this problem here. We have it here to be, let's say 2x plus 1 bracket x cube, you see x cube plus x square times 8x plus 5. Now, y prime will just be the derivative of this, which is 2 times x cube plus x square times 8x plus 5, then plus the derivative of this, which is, now we leave this and this. Now we have 2x plus 1, 8x plus 5 times x plus 5 times the derivative of this, which is 3x squared plus 2x. Now, plus the derivative of this and leaving this. So let's write these ones we left. So write it down. Now, derivative of this is times what? 8. So it will now be 2 into x cube plus x squared 8x plus 5 plus 2x plus 1, 8x plus 5, 3x squared plus 2x plus 8 into 2x plus 1 times x cubed plus x squared. So this is the final answer for this. So now, assuming we have, let's say we have u of x raised to power v of x as a function. Now we are asked to find the derivative of this. Now, for the way we're going to do this, now look at it now. You have this. So now let's take log of both sides to base e. Now you say log y base e is equal to log u of x to the power v of x to base e. Now, according to the law of logarithm, this will come to this side. Now you now have log y to base e is equal to vx log u of x base e. Now, this will be like a product rule, the one on the left hand side. On the right hand side, now the derivative of y with respect to x will now be, okay, let me write this in let me now change this to ln y is equal to v of x ln u of x. Now, this is the same to say ln y is equal to v of x ln u of x. So the derivative of the left hand side will be 1 all over y dy dx is equal to, now using product rule, now the derivative of using product rule, let me call this let this be x, this is t. Now x is equal to v of x prime is equal to v of x prime. Now let me just say t is equal to ln v, okay, ln u of x. Now u of x. So here we're going to use the chain rule. Now we now look at the derivative of this, dt all over dx. The derivative of this with respect to x, with respect to u, will be 1 all over u of x. Now the derivative of this with respect to x will be u prime of x. So this is it, meaning that this will now be, now that means t is equal to ln u of x, then t prime is equal to u prime of x all over u of x. So that means we're going to have here now x, it would now, using the product rule where you have t x prime plus x t prime. Now t is this, which is ln u of x times v prime of x plus x is v of x times u prime of x divided by u prime. Now you have 1 all over y dy all over dx. So now this we now have, now let me just write it another place. Let me just have 1 over y is equal to, 1 over y times t x is equal to v prime of x times ln u of x plus Vx u prime of x all over u of x. Now multiplying both sides by y, this y will cancel, this y will cancel this y. You now have the y, the x equal to y into v prime of x ln u of x plus vx u prime of x all over u prime of x, and x is equal to u of x to the power of v of x all into v of x prime ln u of x plus v of x u prime of x all over u of x. Now that means, now let's say we have x to the power x. We are asked to find the derivative of it. So now that means the derivative of the x, using that expression there, you have y, which is x of x, into the derivative of v, which is the one up, x is 1, times ln of v, which is ln of x, plus vx is x, the derivative of ln x is 1 all over x. So you have ln of x, this one ln of x plus this will cancel this, you have 1. So this is the final answer for this. Now if we have something like, y, let's say you have x squared plus 1 to the power 3x squared plus 2. Now we're asked to find the derivative of this. The derivative of it will just be this value raised to power 3x squared plus 2 all into the derivative of the exponential, which is 6x times ln x squared plus 1 plus v, which is this 3x squared plus 2, because this is v is equal to 3x squared plus 2, yu is equal to x squared plus 1. So, and the v prime is 6x, u prime is 2x. So you have v is this, which is this, I've written it. Then u prime is times 2x divided by u, which is x squared plus 1. So this is the final answer. So this is the derivative of this. So now let's write it. So let's write it properly. Now the derivative of x, let me write it small so that it will enter, is x squared plus 1 to the power 3x squared plus 2 into 6x ln, sorry, ln x squared plus 1 plus 2x into 3x squared plus 2 divided by x squared plus 1, or in bracket. That is the final answer. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Mm, and hit the notification bell so anytime I make a new video, you'll be the first to see it. Please also leave your comments in the comment section and like the video. Thank you.